I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Here's what's going on today. AMC theaters are going to charge more for better seats at the movies. A Singapore man has sued a woman for putting him in the friend zone. And the battle over the Colorado River heats up. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe. Hey, Joe.
What do you Barry? I want to go snowboard. Do you want to go snowboard? There is snow. We have snow in our local mountains, and I want to go. Do you want to go?
You remember the last time we went?
Yeah, but I want to teach you, man. I want you to come on. You got to do it more for more than just an hour and a half.
No, man, I think
get you out there and get you on a slope and. Come on, because half of that hour and a half was us getting up from when you pulled us down off the first lift. So can we try again?
I don't know, man. I think the last time I went will always be the last time I went. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about, boogie boarding and stuff. I just, the cold just doesn't suit me anymore with my old bones.
Oh, come on. I complain about the cold all the time, and I love snowboarding. I just love you get bundled up, and then once you're out there and you're being active, it's not all that cold. I just there's something about the if you go on a Tuesday or a Wednesday to Mountain High, there's it's a quarter of capacity, which is great because you can always get on the lifts really, really fast. And then when you get to the top of the mountain and you're going down, there are instances for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time where it's literally just you in the mountain. You can't see anybody else on the slopes. It's gorgeous. And it is very serene. That's why I like to go up there for those little 5-minute little interludes. So
hey, man,
I'll teach you. I'll teach you all of it.
I'll go with you. I'll go boardless. I just got my metal detector. And so, the sweetie brought up the idea of geocaching. Do you know what that is? It's where you hide things. You hide things in plain sight and you give people clues. On the geocaching site, people have to go find it and sign their name like a guest book. But the adventure is finding the trinket. So I'm all about that. I'm sure there's a bunch up there. So I'll go with you just for geocaching. I did my first 2 yesterday. I did 3 of them with the sweetie yesterday. Looking around, we're testing it out on our way home from somewhere. It's hey, there's a geocache dot right there. Let's go digging around. The first one, we didn't know what we were looking for. No, the second one. The first one we found almost instantly. It was a little Altoids box with a note in it and a little trinket.
Altoids tin.
Yeah.
It's a tin.
It was under a lamppost at Ventura Village. Cool. And then the other one we found was under another lamppost at the train station. So there are literally thousands of them all across the globe.
So is this like a little treasure hunting thing? Is that why people do it? Because it's kind of like treasure hunting a little bit?
That's right. And there are levels of geocaching.
Oh, there are levels of geocaching?
Yeah.
You gotta level up?
If there's a level 5 geocache in your area, that means it's really hard to find. And there are clues. You might find something that opens up to a map that says 300 steps north.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's buried.
That sounds like fun.
Man.
Why can't we do that while you're snowboarding? Wouldn't it be even more fun to get a lift ticket and go up the mountain and then go halfway down the mountain and then hide a geotag? Come on, Barry, get on the mountain with me. Get on the mountain with me.
I don't know, man. You bring up a good argument, but I'm just not ready to commit.
I'll teach you how to do helicopters on a snowboard.
Leave your phone number and I'll call you when I'm ready.
You're never going snowboarding again. I'm so sad.
No, I'm a viewer now.
I feel like I really traumatized you with our snowboarding adventure.
No, it was a time before when I had to be rescued.
What?
Yeah, dude. I
kind of remember this story. You told me when we were going up, and that's why you were freaked out. What happened again? You went all the way to the top and couldn't get down?
No, my friend convinced me. It's easy, man. It says it's a double black diamond, but it's not, man. It's flat. It's just long, So we take
On your first time up?
first time in a while.
Oh, come on. Okay.
I'm still very new. And then I'm going up the thing, the lift, and the lift's taking forever, And I'm just seeing disparaging things all the way up. Finally get up to the thing. I can't get off. I can't get off the thing. Finally get off the thing.
Yes, I know that very well.
And I'm on skis too. I'm not on a snowboard. So in theory, it's easier in my head because I'd been on skis before, and
I don't know why everyone says that skiing's easier. I've never found skiing to be easier.
wasn't for me, man.
Well, that's Linda says the same thing. She doesn't like snowboarding.
500 feet off the thing, and that's it. I had to be rescued by one of them tractor things.
Where was this? Where was it? Local?
Probably same place, yeah, somewhere local. But the tractor shows up with all the old people with the hot chocolate that also couldn't make it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's so funny to me. I just don't know why, because you fell, and a lot of people fall off the lift, but you could not get up. Every time you stood up on that snowboard, you instantly went down on your butt, and for whatever, it just keeps replaying in my mind right now. And for whatever reason, it was, I don't know. It was so funny.
Zero concept of balance at all. I didn't know what happened. I had no balance.
Oh man. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to figure out which one you went on. I'm wondering if you
the hot chocolate was on point though. I mean, while I was waiting for you to get down.
I know, right? I'm just trying to figure out what run you got stuck on here.
I don't know.
I wonder if he just took you to trust.
Don't remind me.
All right, I won't.
All right, let's get into the news today. America's largest movie chain announced that the prices of a ticket will now be based on seat location. Seats in the front will be cheaper, while those in the middle will cost more. The 3-tier ticket pricing initiative called Sightline at AMC will roll out at all of its roughly 1,000 movie theaters by the end of the year.
There are some films that bring you back to the box office, but now a new policy may turn some moviegoers away.
Probably just find a different movie theater to go to.
Moviegoers outside this AMC weren't loving the idea of the theater chain's new Sightline seating, meaning the better the Sightline, the bigger the price.
I think it's a bit of an issue. I honestly am not the biggest fan.
It's the same room. It's a pre-recorded film. Really shouldn't cost any more or any less to be in a certain seat.
But AMC disagrees and is banking on the fact that movie lovers will pay more for the center of the theater.
We pay extra for a lot of premium experiences in life. Maybe the movie theater is the next frontier of that type of price.
Paul Dergarabedian is a senior media analyst for ComScore and covers the box office.
This is going to be a controversial move, no question about it. And you want to embrace the moviegoer. But look, the movie theaters have to do what they have to do. They've had a rough few years with the pandemic.
He says prior to the pandemic, the domestic box office brought in more than $11 billion a year. It has been on a steady upswing since, but is still falling short at just $7.5 billion last year.
And 23, with about 30 more wide release films than in 2022, it's going to be a great year for moviegoing. If you're going to create a new pricing scenario, I think this is the time to do it.
Under the new policy, AMC ticket goers will pay the most for preferred Sightline, center screen, center theater, and pay a little less for value Sightline in the front. But this only applies to movies starting later than 4 p.m.
As we've seen with concert tickets, Broadway tickets, we've sort of become accustomed to paying for the premium experience.
But those who love the big screen say they aren't so sure they'll buy into the new policy or the theater when there are other companies who will sell the same seat for less.
It's just sort of a further restriction, more money that has to be spent. And if it doesn't need to be done, then I don't think it needs to be done.
The cost for preferred Sightline seating will differ from theater to theater, and AMC is waiving that premium for its A-list members.
Okay, Joe, I expect full outrage. Ready, set, go.
No outrage. This is a good business move.
What?
I think
Get
AMC
out
has to do it.
with that.
I
whole
would
thing.
just.
You are surprisingly hard to pin down with the.
I am very subversive. Yes, I'm just doing this on purpose. No, I don't know.
Pay $2
why
to sit in the
doesn't
middle?
Yes, it's a better seat. So yeah, like I always sit in the middle. My thing is though, why haven't they just gone to dedicated seats and dedicated tickets for those seats? Like reserve your actual seat.
They do
like
that.
I used to do at my favorite movie theater of all time. And I'm so sad that this company went out of business, the ArcLight.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
The ArcLight. They had dedicated ticketing. They had great visuals. It was a great movie going experience. I do not get that when I go to an AMC or a Regal. It is like going from staying like the ArcLight was, like the Ritz-Carlton of movie theaters, of movie theater experiences to me. It was nice. It was clean. Everyone was great. The prices it was only like $1 or $2 higher than the AMC, and it was great. It was an amazing movie going experience. I loved it. I bought my tickets there all the time, got right in the middle of the theater, got my seats in row J, seat 15 and 16 every single time I went to the movie. Every single time. And it was fantastic. So I do not fault AMC for doing this. One of the commenters on the news story said, I don't think that this is necessary. And it's like, have you seen the movie industry lately? Have you seen how hard it has been for them with the coronavirus and the shutdowns? And people still haven't been going back all the time. And people are only going to tentpole movies now. They're only seeing the Top Gun Mavericks and the Marvel blockbusters and your Spider-Mans and stuff like that. They're not going to see the art house films in the theater anymore. They're watching that on HBO Max at home. So I think that AMC needs to do this to stay competitive. And of course, yeah, people are going to pay more for the better seats. And you're telling me, Barry, that they're reserved now too?
Well, you can go when you buy your tickets. They give you a map, and then you can pick your seat there.
But and you can't do it online. Can you do it just online?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, that's fine then. I honestly have no problem with this.
Huh? How about that?
And if people do, and some of these people do, and they made a good point. They have choices still. They can go to a Regal if Regal survives their bankruptcy. They can go to some other small theaters that might not be implementing pricing like this. However, I think the entire industry is going to follow lead. And I think that everybody should.
Yeah, well, okay.
So you thought I was going to have a huge issue with this.
I really did. I'm just sitting here, my mouth agape, because I really thought you would go on one for the gouging the consumer, but
but I don't think it's gouging. Is it really gouging?
Well, it's the same thing as the Disneyland fast passes. Or are you for that and their tier system at the fast passes? Because it feels like the same kind of thing.
Every company tries to nickel and dime and get as much out of consumers as possible. There are going to always be people that have extra disposable income to be able to afford a premium experience. So it's either companies raise the prices so everybody is in the premium tier, and therefore you're pricing out probably 25 to 35% of your consumer base, or you provide choice and you provide options for people. So you are still allowing people the same price that they've always gotten. They might not get the particular seats that they want, but you're not pricing them out completely. So I think that it's
fine. Okay.
It is what it is. If you don't like it, go to a Regal or go to your mom and pop.
AMC, I'm for it. I like movie theaters. I want them to stay around, and whatever you got to do to keep it going, I'm for it. As long as I don't have to pay like an arm and a leg, I'm fine with paying just an arm. I bring my own candy.
I'll give you a kidney. How's that? My ooh, a kidney. It's so fancy. I also agree that movie theaters should stay around. I like that experience. I just think that there are way too many movie theaters. We don't need all of the movie theaters that we have. I think we're going to continue to see a consolidation of actual physical locations.
And they all become Korean churches.
Fact.
All right. Today's show's brought to you by
Wolf Tracks. Unleash the love. Do a good deed for dogs. Walking with the free Wolf Tracks app helps you earn for your favorite animal charity. Download the Wolf Tracks app, start walking with your best friend, and unleash the love for all dogs.
Joe, I just downloaded the Wolf Tracks app on my phone, and I haven't started using it because I literally have not walked yet. But over the next coming days, I'll keep you posted. Maybe you and I should compete to see who gets more steps in the Wolf Tracks app.
But I don't have a dog, Barry.
You don't need a dog.
I don't need a dog.
No.
I could just download the app and walk, and it helps dogs.
That is correct.
Well, I'm definitely going to do that, and I'm going to destroy you in steps.
I know you will. Let's go. All right, more news. A man in Singapore is suing a woman who friend zoned him for over $2 million, claiming the rejection caused him sustained trauma, leading to a dip in his earning capacity. Listen.
And it's a familiar story. He wanted something romantic. She, on the other hand, said she only saw him as a friend. Here's the unfamiliar part. He's now suing her for $2 million because she friend zoned him. This is happening in Singapore, according to court documents. The man claims the rejection has, quote, caused him sustained trauma, leading to a dip in his earning capacity. The woman is contesting the $2.3 million lawsuit, which is scheduled to be heard in Singapore's High Court next week. The Washington Post points out that, quote, the lawsuit illustrates a challenge faced by women around the world, that men sometimes feel entitled to their affection.
Whoa, the spin at the end by the Washington Post. How about that?
Spin.
About how women have to deal with this all the time. I think there's a lot more to this.
They do. This is entitled men being stupid and misogynistic again.
Sure, but the fact that it got all the way to legal proceedings, there has to be more to the story than it just being I got friend zoned, so you owe me $2.3 million because it hurt my.
I'm sure that there is, but I mean, what is this guy doing? Is there any other woman ever going to date this man again? Ever?
I mean, maybe that's part of his lawsuit, and it's his defense. How am I
that she scarred him? That she scarred him so bad. And he's not broke. He just said it was a dip in his earning capacity.
Oh,
this should get thrown out of court. I don't even understand how this got to a proceeding. So you might be right. There might be more to it.
It's Singapore, so we don't know the ethics of that country as well as I think we do.
The ethics of the country, or just the
legality,
the legal system of the country. Yeah, I think they're a parliamentary system. I'll have to check.
Do they throw chairs at each other in a fancy room?
They do. All of them do.
Okay, good.
I'm waiting
Everybody
for the
but
US
us
to devolve to that. Hey, we're almost there. We're getting
closer, man.
Almost there. That speaker fight that McCarthy had, I thought chairs were going to start getting thrown there. I was waiting for it. Hand
over the face, though. I remember that.
people in the back just start making a ring, putting up. No. I think that this should get thrown out of court because this is dumb. This is really dumb. I feel bad for this woman.
Yeah.
Just take it, man. People get put in the friend zone all the time. Just move on with your life.
I like it in the friend zone. Less pressure.
Well, I mean, sure. It's less pressure. Well, it does suck if you like somebody.
Oh yeah, well,
and they put you in the friend zone. That is heartbreaking. But is heartbreak worthy of a legal challenge? No. Like I said, man, you are wasting everybody's time, especially your own. Life is short.
Isn't that what legal proceedings are for, though? To waste time, waste everyone's time.
I mean, no, they're there to right an injustice or some kind of discriminatory act. This is not discrimination. This man is just he's pissed and entitled. And that is not a good enough reason to take somebody to court.
I'll agree. Joe, again.
I'm agree with you.
I'll sit here and I'm agree. All right.
All right. Oh, the next story is my favorite.
News. We always have to cover these kinds of stories, you know.
Well, of course we do. But this next story, you want to hear me blow up? Now's the time. Now's the time I'm going to blow up. Do it.
Here we go. While recent rain has been good for Southern California, the Colorado River is still reeling from the effects of a 23-year mega drought. And climate scientists say Lake Mead and Lake Powell may not fully refill for decades. Now, a multi-state battle about what we do with the dwindling water supply is gearing up.
Hidden in this little community in Anaheim Hills is a reservoir filled with water that comes from the Colorado River, roughly 200 miles away.
So we will import water from the Colorado River. We will keep it here, and then it will ultimately go into circulation in this area and throughout our city.
Some of the residents in Anaheim are among the millions of Southern Californians who rely on water from the mighty Colorado. But as we've documented in previous stories at Lake Mead and Hoover Dam, for decades, the Colorado has been spread way too thin by the 7 states that use it. The federal government has told the 7 states to come up with an agreement to cut the amount of water being used. 6 states did, but the 7th, California, refused to sign on, saying the cuts unfairly targeted the Golden State.
The cuts are left disproportionately to California, which is frankly not fair in this situation.
Wade Crowfoot is California's Secretary of Natural Resources. He says California has presented its own plan for cuts. Cuts, he agrees, are desperately needed.
Our goal is to agree upon cuts and to take action as quickly as possible, because the sooner we do, the more, we can avoid what could be a worst case scenario.
As that battle plays out, the Metropolitan Water District, which transports the Colorado River water to Southern California, is urging everyone to prepare for a drier future.
Lake Mead is at 25%. It's going to take years and years for that to be refilled, if it ever gets refilled. So every drop is valuable. So if we do our job and conserve, we can save water that we will use when we have dry and conditions in the system. And we only can do it together.
Now, those competing proposals are in the hands of the federal government. The federal government expected to make an announcement later this year about a decision as to how they want to see these cuts made. As for Anaheim, they are sitting a little prettier than other communities. Anaheim and other communities in North Orange County have some underground water sources they can tap into. They don't rely wholly on water from the Colorado River as some other communities do.
Well, Anaheim, of course, is going to have precedence because of Disneyland and all of the features there. But
that's
what do you
not
think?
why they have precedence.
Oh, well, then why is it? Because they have groundwater.
Because they have groundwater. They haven't pulled all their groundwater out.
They got rich people.
Okay.
Buy water.
Every community in California.
Right. Isn't that where they created bottled water? Was in Anaheim?
No.
That's where they started.
Arrowhead.
Close enough.
No. Not close at all.
Okay.
It's like 100 miles away, man. Anyway, California, get your act together and get on board, because you are screwing up everything. Man, talk about being selfish jerks, California. We have a lot of people here. I get it. We also have a lot of water waste here because we have a lot of stupid rules and regulations that grandfather people in to their water rights from 150 years ago. And it's really, really dumb. So you know what's going to happen now, California? Because you wanted to be jerks and you wanted to take more than your allotted share. You know what's going to happen now? The freaking federal government, the Bureau of Land Management, is going to come in and they're going to slash everybody's allotment down to the bare bones. So way to go, freaking California. Way to go, California government. Way to just be jerks to these other states. Instead of working in a compact, you had to try to go out on your own and be. I was going to curse right there, but I'll hold back. Stop being selfish. Stop being selfish, California. Stop it. You know what? You do not own the rights to the Colorado River. You don't.
I'm thirsty.
Share it. Hey, you might be thirsty, but California's got to do a way better job at reclamation. They got to do a better job of groundwater restoration, and they got to do a really good job of getting these stupid farmers in the middle of the San Joaquin Valley who have these 100-year-old grandfathered in water rights that don't make any sense. They got to get them legally to relinquish those rights, and we got to work together with these other states in this compact. There is not enough water in the Colorado River system watershed to water everything we want. Okay.
And what's funny though is that always changes after a big rainstorm. Doesn't it change ever so slightly? Every time it goes up a little bit, everybody rallies to take the water immediately.
What is it changes? What the water level and
the idea, the decisions, bureaucracy.
Oh, well, because, yeah, sure. Humans have very, very short attention spans, and we have very short memories. And so we think, oh, look at all the rain we just got. That must have solved all our problems. Guys are so dumb, so short-sighted. No, we had a huge amount of rain for like 3 weeks. We've been dry basically for the last 3 weeks. We're going to probably be dry for like months again. All the snow that we got is going to melt before it's supposed to, or that we need it to. And so we're going to get into April. There's going to be no snowpack. There's going to be no water in the reservoirs because we haven't saved enough. And then we're back into the same situation. So it's dumb. All of this is dumb. And California is shooting themselves in the foot by trying to take more than their allotted share. Now, like I said, the federal government's going to slash everybody. So California, way to go. Way to go.
Now we got Daddy
together.
Now we got Daddy making the decisions for us. See what you did?
No, worse. Oh, worse. Mom is always way worse when it comes to austerity measures. The government's like mom. The government's like taking away our allowance, our PlayStation 4, locking us in our bedroom. They've taken away the car keys, everything. You're getting dinner slid under your door at this point.
Oh.
Dad is always a pushover. Dad would he was always a pushover. Dad was like, oh, okay, well, you're grounded for a week. And after 2 days, he'd be like, okay, you've learned your lesson.
Dad is like the state. And what did Mom say?
Exactly. So now the state has to go to Mom and be like, look, I can't get the kids under control. So great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, brothers and sisters.
So now it's all screwed because just because they have to keep their golf courses green and they just can't think of a way to stop almond growers from growing all of the almonds. I mean, geez, we got to do that. It's so dumb. Oh my gosh, so dumb. Okay, I'm done.
Well, let's pray for rain, do the dance, and then we'll be back tomorrow for an all-new show. This is the Barry Funkhauser Show.